Yep, that happens during the race. Anyway, welcome all, this is BroWolfMC, just saying hi. I've been doing quite a lot of iRacing recently. I've been trying to get my road C license. I've currently got my D license. I started off as a rookie, been working my way up. I've got quite a good safety rating at the moment, just over 3,100, 3,000 somewhere around there. And you can see in the back of the pack there, who knows what happens. I mean, it's an easy start, it's a rolling start, everyone should know what to do and how to do it, so I've got no idea how those guys all crashed into each other at the back there, and you can see people having to go straight into the pits, people disconnecting due to those crashes. Anyway, let's get on with the racing. So started fairly well. I think I had qualified in 12th or 13th, somewhere around there. Started fairly well, got a couple of places quite close to the start, but I think that was more round to some accidents, some very close racing, which is also nice. I do enjoy the Mazda MX5 for the close racing. There's lots of overtaking opportunities, and as you see here, third corner, fourth corner, and people already spinning out, crashing into each other. That guy nearly drove off the track because they were trying to avoid somebody on the inside, slamming on brakes, and get absolutely swamped by a bunch of other people. So yeah, that's how the race starts, and hopefully it can only get better from here. But as you saw from the intro, probably not. Get on through the corners, and yeah, getting along with everyone. Seem to be holding our lines quite well. No incidents close, and even though that car in front is about half a second, maybe 2/3 of a second ahead, it looks way closer than it actually is. So to be right up on it, to be like 0.1, 0.2 of a second, you have to be sitting almost nose to tail. So we're going to go through some of the opening laps, and everyone was, apart from those first incidents, everyone was keeping to their own. As you can see, some of my lines I still need to work on. I haven't been racing the Mazda MX5 for long, so as I said at the start, I'm still a D license, so there's a couple of lines that these other guys are taking where I was struggling with my braking, whether I was braking too hard or too little, and I think a couple of times even sounded like on my tyres that I was actually locking out. So those are the kind of things I've been working on. I've done a race since this one. I've probably done another 3 or 4 races since this one actually, and the last one I did, I went up from, I think I started 7th, landed up 5th overall out of 30, and definitely getting quicker. My fastest times are now down to the 145s. When I did this race, my fastest times were 147 to 148s, and I think on average around this track I was getting 148s. But yeah, so for the next couple of laps we keep it clean. And one thing I must say, I'm absolutely loving iRacing. So when you're in iRacing, you're always in the driver's seat. You can't be sort of on top of the bonnet or on top of the roof, or running behind the car, as some of the games have it, where you can sort of be on a magic floating board behind the car. And you know that everyone else is the same, so everyone's doing exactly the same thing. They've got a very similar view. I do have a 3-screen setup, so I've got 3 24-inch monitors, so one in the middle and one on each side. So I do have a PlayStation Playseat, is what it's called, as my rig. So it's a fold-away material Playseat, sort of like a deck chair but with thicker material. And then it's got a little stand for the wheel and the pedals. And I will hook up camera, and I'll also be doing some streaming, and I'm also going to hook up a camera tonight. Anyway, back into the car itself. So this is the view I get. So you can see, because I've got 3 screens, I can see out the left-hand window, and I can sort of see across to the right. I can't see out the window, but I can sort of see more of the windscreen. But the reason I've come back into the car is because a couple of things were about to happen. It's just nuts. Also, for some strange reason, people let you go by, and I don't know why sometimes. I mean, I know I've let a couple of guys go by recently when I've been pushing really hard, but that's only because I've been trying to save time. So if I find I'm losing a second and a half a lap because I'm defending and the guys in front are getting away, then I think, okay, if I let this guy go and he is slightly faster than me, and then I can push on, and then hopefully together we can catch up to the back of the. But as you can see, coming into this corner, this is quite a tricky corner to get around. You can see loads of people take completely different lines. I go right up against the curbs and come right out. Other people drive through the middle of the corner, and over the next little bit, not much happens. So we'll fast forward through some of the racing. So we'll go back, slow down a little bit as we're coming up to some more things. And you know what, I must say, the Mazda MX5 Cup, so the guys I was racing with, in this one I think I was second split, so I think there was like 87 people registered and 30 in each one. But like this guy on the side there, slowed down for no reason whatsoever. They weren't blue, so they weren't showing that they were lapped. And then later on in the race, they come right back and start attacking and everything. So I'm not sure exactly why they slowed down. But the guy in front of me starts to make a couple of mistakes. I think he was feeling the pressure a bit. He starts to take some weird lines like that. He goes right out. I thought he had left the door open a bit, but then he was cut across side, then had to give him the corner back. And I think whenever I seem to give the corner back to people, I seem to then land up like now. I'm a good second away from him, and I was right up against him. So by giving the corner back, I wasn't able to get the same drive out the corner that I was in, and so on. So we head down the road a bit more, and this guy absolutely shunts it down the inside. How he got it to stop, I don't know, because every time I try and do that, my brakes lock up completely. But kudos to him, he put it down the corner there really, really well. And then you'll see in the next couple of corners, I have no idea how he drives, because what he does here is just a bit weird. So he's pushing, he's turned into him, and I don't know why he turned into him. I mean, he had the inside corner. I can understand if you drift out, but it looked like he actually physically turned left a little bit to push into that guy. So he's picked up a couple of points there, and he's the guy at the end of this race that will actually then vanish off track because he'll be disqualified. That guy that I just passed is the guy that got hit by him. I have no idea why he let me pass. He must have thought I was way closer, or even maybe alongside him than I actually was. But I was way further away from him than he thought I was. So not sure why he let me through. But yeah, we'll fast forward to the next couple of incidents. We get a couple of laps in without too much drama and too much chaotic things happening around us. There are some people behind me, so I am protecting my line a little bit. I'm maybe, as you can see, going to the inside of the track to try and protect the line a little bit here and there. And then coming into this corner, no idea, this guy must have got up onto the curbs. They did start moving, so I had to brake a little bit. And by braking a little bit, I was just beginning to pull away from people, but then because I had to brake a little bit because I got spooked by that guy on the corner, they all start catching up again. So pushing a lot, and as you can see, I'm way behind the guys that I was right up with, and I'm a good nearly 2 seconds at this point, just because I got spooked coming around that corner with that white car that had spun in front. This guy, no idea what he's doing. So he shoots down the inside, and he's still slamming on brakes when he cuts across my nose. He's still braking, and it felt like he started to brake even heavier, and I just rear-ended him. So no idea how that kind of maneuver is legal, but anyway, I don't know what else I could have done to avoid it. I didn't even see him coming in. I had just, the line I just released my brakes, and he was heavily braking. So we've got a couple more mini overtakes. I try a couple of times to try and get back on him. I stick with him. He keeps starting to get all leery. So you can see over here, he starts to get quite leery. He puts the car wide a couple of times. I'm not sure why. Maybe he was, I don't know, defending too hard or pushing too hard to keep out. But yeah, you see on the dirt there. And then here, I'm just about to turn in, and you can see he's gone completely wide. So I think, okay, put my foot down. Then he does this. I start to brake just in case, and look how far across the track he cut. So if I hadn't have braked a bit, he would have totally wiped me out. And I don't like that kind of style of driving because there's no need to be aggressive. This is a 25-minute race, so you can take it easy. You'll get paces back, and you might lose a pace here or there. But yeah, I think he was just defending too hard, and even round here, so he brakes really early. I brake a bit later. I could have gone to cut him, but he held the inside line, which was very defensive driving, well done. But he does put his car into places which I find a bit weird. So pushing on a bit, no incidents for a while. We come down all the way back round to that other corner, and going back up the straight, I got a really good drive on him. Every time we came out of that corner at the bottom of the hill, I would gain half a second on him up the straight. And you can see I'm thinking about diving down the inside, and he slowly moves his car across. I think, well, we'll try the outside. I did try to do the switchback. That's basically where I undercut him and go all the way around and then come back underneath him, but he held the inside line again, so then I try to go all the way around the outside. And yep, didn't manage to make it stick. He's a bit leery again. He's gone off the grass there a little bit as well. Goes off the grass there, he touches the dirt there. So he's definitely, even there, he went onto the dirt. So he's definitely pushing maybe even a little bit beyond his limits. Where I keep my car on the track, I try not go onto the dirt or anything. So you see, I get a really good run. He will not give up that inside line. Even when I try to cut across, he then swap back again. And then, because I slowed right down, I got this guy screwed me, so I kept a wide line to give him the inside. So he overtook, and then I thought, you know what, let me follow this guy around. If he opens up the door and manages to dive down, then if I can stay close enough, I might actually be able to follow him through. And you can see how close he is, and he's doing exactly the same thing. He's pushing him wide, keeping the inside line whenever he goes, which is really good defensive driving. But at this point, we've lost 10-15 seconds on the guys in front of us because of all the fighting and switch swapping. And you can see here the green car, and we'll cut through just now, we've got a better shot of it, but the green car gets a really good line. He is way ahead now. He is definitely one full car's length ahead. But the blue car tries to keep pushing in, and then actually drives out a little bit. The green car should have at this point slowed down a bit, but instead he kept his foot on the throttle, and he actually said his steering was broken. And if you have a look here, the blue car vanishes. So the blue car vanished because he got disqualified. And then the green car, yeah, he should have put his foot out, he should have braked, he should have stopped. He had broken steering column. So there was nothing I could do. I was right alongside him. I'd given him a car's width to come back onto the road, and yeah. So I did make it into the pits after that accident. I landed up coming home 20th, so the other 10 people, because there were 30 to start, the other 10 either had been in the pits longer than me or had disconnected due to accidents or whatever the reasons. But I did land up 20th. And it's sad that my second race round at Oklahoma ended this way, but hey, there's not much I could have done. I couldn't have avoided that at all. And hope you enjoyed the race, and let me know in the comments. I'll be posting more. Thanks all.